Those differences are fantasy in some way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now if I really want to go deep, I can just add another layer. In what way do differences mean fantasy? Do you see the extra layer? You can see that given enough time, you could really open up metaphors almost infinitely. Can I borrow you again? Give me a round of applause, guys. Now, before we carry on, I'm going to go join the exercise just so we have a parallel structure to where you're at, right? So I'm in a water environment. The water is murky. I'm going to write this down for now. So murky water. There are some mermen swimming around, so mermen. They have very dark black shark-like eyes. We'll call them shark eyes for now, right? So there's something wild about them. Very sharp teeth. If I look up, there is a murky kind of sun just vaguely up above and schools of fish. Okay? So a few extra symbols, but then that's just for the fun of it, right? So that's another environment. Oop. There you go. Thank you very much. Just another environment, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some work now, right? Starting with we've already talked about, volcanoes, what could represent different levels of representation. And we could go further. We could push further. We don't need to right now. We're just going to pull a couple of things out, right? So with volcanoes, what do they represent again? Anger and... Passion and something else? Depth?
Depth.
Oh, depth. There you go, depth, right? So here is the magic. How does a volcano represent passion? Please explain. Now what we're doing is he's unlocking his metaphorical brain, right? There's going to be work. This will not necessarily be easy all the way through, but it's straightforward. So answer anytime you're ready.
I picture magma and heat and very hot.
And how does that represent passion for you?
Well, passion is very hot.
Okay, anything else? And again, I'm not worried about the level of the answer. The fact that he's connecting to the symbol. Notice we connected to a memory before. We're now refining our ability to connect on a much, much more nuanced level, right? And this will be work, guys. Some of you will find this easier than others, but this is work. But this is the kind of work that will blow your metaphors out of the water. I mean, they will be solid as a rock if you put this work in. Make sense, guys? All right, so let's go with something else. Let's go with the black round. What does the black round represent again?
It was death, farming, and plague.
Let's take one of the darker ones. Let's take death. How does the black round represent death? Explain that symbol to me.
Well, I see it as the...
By the way, notice what he's doing. Do you see when he's thinking? He's thinking visually. He's going to the landscape again. He's looking at the landscape. He is feeling how he feels in the landscape. And that's allowing him to start to connect the symbolic content to meaning inside himself. Would it be fair to say?
Yeah.
Right? If you just try to do this abstractly, this is really hard. Those of you who are abstract thinkers, by the way, I am, so this was a hard exercise for me to A, develop, and B, do for myself, right? We'll find this more difficult. The more concrete you get, see the landscape, put yourself, in this case, the black ground, whatever version you have of that, and ask yourself, how does this represent death, right? Each one of you will have, of course, a different way of doing this, and for you it's because?
Well, I see the ground as having cracks in it, and nothing is growing. But as I began looking at it more, it did seem like there was a seedling starting to sprout.
Okay, you can get a sense of a really deep metaphor coming here. Life and death, death giving birth to new life. There's a lot of cycles going on here, and in the act of explaining it, what seemed like something dark, and let's maybe stay away from it, I'm going to do hypnosis with this one, I'm going to freak them out, right? Actually becomes, no, this has real depth. This could be a really life-transforming metaphor if we chose to explore it. We're not going down that route, of course. Right now we're just opening our metaphorical brain to get used to these things. Is this easy? Is this relatively straightforward as a task? Can you see how you could repeat this with all the symbols on your list, yes? So now we're going to have some fun. Are you ready for this?
Not fun.
So no, you're right, fine. We're going to have some work.
Yay!
So, murky waters, what does that represent?
Oh, it's...
Now I'm forcing him to use my metaphor, That's why you have a list of each other's metaphors, right? So what does the murky water what could it represent? First, he's got to go to my landscape now.
Yeah.
He's got to understand me to some degree, right? So what does it represent, or what could it represent?
Well, I image it as something having so much in it, but by having so much, it's not very clear.
So what could it represent? So now he's actually going to explanation first, now we're in the actual representation next. Go ahead, the symbol first.
So it could represent feeling uncertain.
Uncertainty,
Yeah.
what I lost.
Yeah.
So uncertainty, lost, what else could it represent?
Kind of like grasping for something.
So uncertain, lost, grasping, and of course Freud would have a feel there with me on this one, right? Okay, so let's go with the merman. What could the merman represent?
Fantasy.
Fantasy, what else?
Adventure.
Adventure.
I'm also thinking of Aquaman, so maybe
okay.
like
what could it represent? Just tell me, don't tell me what you're thinking of. What could it represent?
Strength.
Strength, okay. Now just for time's sake, we're going to leave it there for now, right? So we'll do the same exercise again. All right, let's take one of those qualities. Let's go with grasping, right? That's another fun one, right?
Yeah.
How does the murky water represent grasping? Please explain it to me.
Well, you can't see something, so you try
But notice what he's doing in order to get to it, right? It is quite natural, and this is very normal, right? This is for those of you who know beyond self-hypnosis, this all makes sense already, right?
Yeah, I'm normal.
And when you have strong abs, you get to be abnormal. So, you like that, huh? Okay, let's go with now the merman. Let's go with, which one do you want, guys? You choose one of the interpretations. Fantasy, adventure, or strength. Which one do you want? Let's go with fantasy, all right? So in what way do the mermen represent fantasy? Please explain that one.
Based on my understanding of the world, that's not real. So it's kind of like a combination of realities. So how can I represent fantasy even more?
So not even more. Why? Maybe it's the way.
Yeah.
Why does a merman represent fantasy in that scenario for you? So I'm just changing the question a little bit to kind of hone into it a little bit more, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like it would be different from what I understand people to be like, or maybe like their skin tone or something like that.
Right.
So like it emphasizes for me differences and
those differences are fantasy in some way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now if I really want to go deep, I can just add another layer. In what way do differences mean fantasy? Did you see the extra layer? Now this is starting to get really trippy very quickly, right? Yeah, of course. We don't need to go there, but you can see that you given enough time, you could really open up metaphors almost infinitely. You can see the potential within this. Yes, guys? So we're going to just stick on that first level right now. You can come back now. Thank you very much. You can say, first of all, give him a round of applause. Thank you very much. Actually, before you go, just share your experience with them a little bit. Just what was it like to do this in terms of internally to be able to answer those questions?
Like mine, I was very happy to kind of explore. With yours, I was a little bit more cautious because I wasn't exactly sure how to interpret it, but then just allowing that to happen.
Yeah.
And then it was relatively easy to, well, just accessing a little bit more of what it could mean and just bringing that in.
Yeah. So first, give me a round of applause, guys. Thank you again. I appreciate that.
If you found this insightful, make sure to subscribe for more fascinating discussions on the power of the mind and hypnosis.